Tzion, halois ish'ali l'shloi masirayich, dorshei shloi meich ve'im yeser adorayich, miyom u'mizrach, u'mitzafoin v'seimon, ve'eis echeloim shivas shvuseich, ani chinor l'shirayich. Zion, will you not ask after the welfare of your prisoners, who seek your peace and are the remnant of your flock, from west and east, from north and south? And when I dream of the return of your captives, I am a harp for your melodies. This is the opening of perhaps the most famous poem of Rabbi Yehuda Halevi, or as he was known at the time in his Arabic name, Abu al-Hassan al-Lavi, the poet laureate of the Jewish people. The Jew who coined that phrase, I am in the West, but my heart is in the East. Today we tell the story of Rabbi Yehuda Halevi. Now for the next few hundred years there's going to be an ongoing battle between the Christians and the Muslims until the mid-1400s, when Ferdinand and Isabella would marry each other, and together they would ultimately defeat all of the parts of Spain that were under Islam. And as I said, in 1492, the last Muslim city would fall to the Christians, and the entire country of Spain would become Christian. Now, the moment the Christians arrived, the fate of the Jewish people changed. But not many people know that for hundreds of years, there was another Jewish state. Nay, not a Jewish state, a Jewish empire. In the area today known as Russia, between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. A huge territory. There was a major, powerful Jewish empire known as Mamleches HaKuzarim, the empire of the Khazars, or the Khazars, or the Kuzarim. These were tribes, very powerful tribes, who at some point converted to Judaism. So you'll have kings there with the names Menashe, Yosef, Evadia. At the height and the pinnacle of their power, they rule over much of what we call today the south of Russia, major parts of Ukraine, Georgia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, parts of the Crimea, Caucasus Mountains. And this is a huge and massive and powerful empire of Jews that continues from the 7th century throughout the 12th century. In 740, the king converts. After a few hundred years, the empire of the Khazars was completely destroyed by the Tartars, by the Vikings. Genghis Khan finished it off. Rabbi Yehuda Halevi writes a fictional novel about the conversations that the king of the Kuzarim had with various thinkers and philosophers until he decides to become a Jew, to convert to Judaism. It says Rabbi Yehuda Halevi arrives to the Holy Land, and I received a tradition from an old man that Yehudah Halevi comes to the gates of Jerusalem. He rents his garments and he bends down to kiss and prostrate himself on the earth of the holy city of Yerushalayim. And he begins to sing the poem that he wrote years ago, the poem with which I began the lecture. Tzion, halois yish'ali l'shloi masirayich. Zion, will you not seek the welfare of your prisoners? It's a poem that every Jewish community recites on Tisha B'Av. And Yehudah Halevi is singing his own poem. And an Arab horseman who's riding on his horse is filled with venom and hatred to this Jew who is in absolute love and ecstasy as he ultimately made it to his destination, kissing the earth of Yerushalayim, and he tramples him with his horse, and Yehudah Halevi dies right there, kissing the earth of Yerushalayim, singing Tzion Halois Yish'ali l'shloi masirayich. Now, I have to tell you, many scholars and historians laughed off this legend. Sometimes history is not kind to legends, And sometimes history is very kind to a legend, and this is what happened to this legend. And here we come to another chapter of Jewish history. You know what I love about Jewish history is thousands of years somehow become intertwined and interconnected as they're all happening within a few weeks. Forward the tape recorder of history to 1896. A treasure is discovered in Cairo in Egypt. I would dare to say, wherever you look and find a Jewish heartbeat, if you listen closely, you can sense in that heartbeat the heartbeat of Yehudah Halevi, his love, his dreams, and his dedication to see the good of your chosen ones and to celebrate in your joy when you return to your early youth, speedily in our days. Amen.
Shush melech HaMoshiach Shush melech HaMoshiach